rafikis, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Matilda Jacobs. If you're joining me for the first time, a big welcome to you. I do home decor, home organization and lifestyle videos. It's a pleasure to have you here. I've lost count of what number it is into our lockdown, but I know I'm living my best life. I'm actually enjoying being at home, being with my family and just spending quality time with the people that I love. And I hope that you're trying to find the silver lining in this cloud and just, taking it as part of the process. And I hope that you guys are keeping safe. So today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my entertaining and hosting at home essentials, kitchen essentials that is. I'm going to be showing you the stuff that I need. I believe every woman, every lady needs in their household if they're going to be hosting or entertaining guests. Just stuff that makes your life easier, stuff that makes your presentation look beautiful, stuff that creates a good ambiance, and then just stuff that you need on a day-to-day to make sure that your kitchen is functioning properly. So I'm going to be sharing that with you, and I've actually put it into different categories. Let me just look at my phone for that. So the first category is my cheese platter, all the stuff that I use for my cheese platter, which is basically what you serve as a starter or as an entree. And then I'm going to look at the buffet table. Then I'm going to look at the drink station, which will be followed by the dessert station, the tea coffee station, and then centerpieces and things that you need to create a nice ambience. So I'm really excited about this video. It's going to be long because there's a lot of stuff I have to go through. I actually did a kitchen purge last week. I took out a lot of the stuff that I was duplicating, a lot of the stuff that I had too much of, gave some of it away, some of it I moved to the farmhouse. And so I'm trying to get a more minimalist approach to the kitchen stuff that I have. I'm only keeping what I really need and what gives me joy, and I'm going to be showing you guys some of those things today. So I just want to mention that a kitchen is built over a period of time. Don't go out and go crazy and think that you need to go buy all this stuff at one time. I've been building my kitchen since 20. I didn't have a house. I wasn't renting. I was staying at my mom's house at the time. But I always knew that I wanted to have a beautiful house. And I'm one of those people who start planning for stuff. Before they manifest stuff, I start visualizing and planning for stuff. So I went out, and whenever I get some money, I'd go out to Mr. Price Home at home and buy these little kitchen pieces. So some of this stuff I'm going to be talking about, I purchased in 2010, 2011. So you're not going to find it in the shops now. But it's just to give you an idea of how long it takes to build up these kitchen essentials and all these things that I'm going to be using in this video. So don't feel pressured to go out and buy the stuff. A lot of it is quite affordable. I think Pep Home needs to give me an endorsement deal because you're going to be hearing Pep Home a lot in this video. And yeah, so take it easy, take your time, buy stuff that makes you happy, that gives you joy, and enjoy the video. So the first thing you need in your cheese platter department, of course, is a cheese platter. So I got this from Mr. Price Home. I think it was $299. You have seen this in my previous video I've done before. I think I did it in one of my kitchen hauls. So this is quite sturdy. It's wooden. I like that it's got these nice handles over here, and it's quite big. So if you're hosting for, let's say, 8+ people, you can put everything you want on here. And just to avoid any stains, I would actually put some parchment paper or wax paper or foil on here before I lay my food on it, just to avoid stains, because wood does stain. So this is one of the ones I use when I'm having a bigger crowd. And then the second one that I have is this one. This I bought at Wayland's. I think this was $350. This is full marble. This is stone. It's a stone cheese platter, and it's nice and small. I like that it's got a handle here, and you basically use that if you've got a smaller crowd. Like I'd usually do this on a day that my husband and I want to have like a cheese platter, then we'll use this between the two of us. The second thing that I like to have on my cheese platter is just these little spoons. Basically, like the sauces, let's say you have like a fig jam. You don't want to put that directly on the cheese platter. So you'd put your fig jam or whatever jam that you'd have inside here. So these are basically glass spoons. They actually use this as a spoon, but I also use it then just to carry some of those things in there. And then if you've got like nuts or biltong, it's just to basically compartmentalize the different things you've got on your cheese platter. So you want to have these. So these I bought in 2010. You will not find them in the shops. Bought them from Mr. Price Home when I was busy manifesting my home, and they're here. So these are used for that. And then this is also another one. This you can get now. This I got from Pep Home. I think it was $12. So this is almost like a gravy boat, but a mini gravy boat. And you can also use it for sauces. I made my family flapjacks on Tuesday, and I actually put the berry compote in here. So it's just a nice way to also contain some of your looser items or your runny items in here, which you can also then place on your cheese board. So another one, I use nice and small plates when I'm serving a cheese platter or a cheese board. So these plates I got from Pep Home. I think they were $10.99. Yeah, so I like that they're cute. I like the shape. It's interesting. And they're a nice size, so the person doesn't feel pressured to fill up the entire plate. This also from Pep Home. So this is a butter dish or whatever it is that you'd be serving, like a spread dish. So you can put like your cream cheese in here and then you cover it. Then they can serve the cream cheese from there. And then very important, when you're serving a cheese platter, you need the right utensils. So this was gifted to me. This was gifted to me by a friend of ours, Marika. So you've got the cheese knife, and then you've got the spreader. This is basically a 3-part set. You can get these at a lot of places actually. At Home has them. I've also got another set that I was gifted by a friend of mine that she bought from Poetry, which I took to the farm. So you've got these. It usually comes in 3s, and then it's just a little set that you're going to use to cut your cheeses, to lay your spreads, and to cut whatever it is that you're going to have on your cheese board. So that's quite important. Then the final thing that I've got on here is this. So I purchased this from Mary Pack, not knowing what it was. I just looked at it and it looked cute. I asked Simon what it's for, and she said I can put like different batches and stuff in here, because I used to see them use it at what is that restaurant? Pregnancy brain. I can't remember the restaurant's name, but they used to put little batches that would scoop into nice little bowls in here. So I thought this is also something you can put like in the middle of here, and then let's say you want it to be fancy, you can put all your little cheeses or your little butters or jams in here, and then just use that as a display, and then people can serve from that. So these are my essentials for hosting and making sure that you present your cheese platter or cheese board in a way that represents you. Alright, so the next department I'm going to be showing you is the buffet table. So this is basically all the bowls, all the dishes, all the holders basically that you'll keep your food in to make sure everything looks presentable. Now my suggestion is always to get stuff in white. White is just an easy color to build on, especially if you're trying to grow your collection as the years go by. And white is timeless, it doesn't date, it's classic, it's easy to clean, and it's easier to put different pieces from different places together, because I mean, you've got different shades of white, but white is always white. So I would definitely suggest, if you're starting out, you've just got an apartment, you've just moved into your new home, try and go with whites. It's easy, and it's just one of those things that doesn't date. So I'll start with my casserole dish. So this is where I would present maybe something like a beef stew or a lamb stew. It's quite big. And what I like about this, you can also put it in the oven. So you can bake in here, you can put it directly in the oven. And I bought this from At Home. I think it was $2.99 or $3.99. And it has a lid, so you're able to keep the food warm in there. So I've got 7 of these, and then I'll just lay them out and the person is able to serve from them. This I also got from At Home. So this I like. It's just a presentation dish made from fine porcelain, and what I would put on here, for example, is a fish. I really like the shape of it. You can put like an angel fish on there, or let's say you're trying to present something dainty, like let's say beef tongue, and then you can like slice it nicely and put it on there. So it's also just something nice. It's white, classic again, and then also really looks nice when it goes with other white items. The third thing is the salad bowl. This is also from At Home, fine porcelain also, and I've got a couple of these also. So I'll put like a green salad or a butternut salad in here, and then just pair it with the items I've mentioned. So I'll use that as a salad bowl, and then this is a wooden salad bowl that I got from Mr. Price Home. This was $359. So with wooden bowls, you don't want to put wet contents in here. You want to dry it with a damp cloth. You don't want to wash it, like you don't want to immerse it in water, because it's made out of real wood. So I like this. When I want to jazz it up a little bit, then I'll normally use this, and then I'll use other wooden utensils as well, just for that wooden vibe. So this is also a good option. And then this I got from Pep Home. This is also just a salad bowl. Just a normal white salad bowl, really nice, thick material, steady, and I've also got a couple of these. So if I'm just serving salads, then I'll put all the salads in here, just to make sure that everything looks uniform and it looks neat. Gravy boat. This from Pep Home. Can't remember how much it was. I think maybe $24. So you want to present your gravy boat, your gravies in something that looks nice, that's easy to use. So you just put your gravy in here, and then people can serve themselves. So I've got that in the white porcelain. Then I've also got it in this clear glass. So Pep Home also. So for serving, you want to make sure that your utensils are also uniform. It's just nice to have the same kind of thing going on. So I've got these. These are usually for a salad, and you just put them in there, and they're nothing fancy about them. I just like the shape. And you can also decide to use the ones that have the beads, because you know your utensils are basically your accessories on the table, because everything is so basic and white. So you can play around with these. My utensils, these were gifted, you know, those wedding gift sets that you get. I've actually got another one that's really stunning, but it's way underneath here, and I was not in the mood to get down and get that. So I'm just going to show you just the basic stuff that we have. But the idea basically is to make sure you're using a set. So you don't want to use one spoon from one set and another set when you're serving your guests. You want to make sure that everything is uniform. You want to make sure you polish your utensils. So what we do to polish ours, you can see they are really shining nicely. Just a little bit of warm water and vinegar, and you polish them with a nice cloth, and then they shine. And you can see, like, there's somebody who actually sat down to make an effort to make sure that everything looks good and presentable. You always want to put your best foot forward, people, when you're serving your guests. And it's just nice, because when you go and visit other people, they also do the most for you. So you also want to do the most for them. Okay, let's go over to the dishes, serving the eating dishes. One of my favorite. Isn't this cute? I love the little handle. So this I got from Pep Home. It comes in white and it comes in black. Don't bother going back there. They're sold out. I tried to go back there to buy some. Thank you, Namia. That's my daughter sneezing. You just killed my vibe, hey? Anyways, we move on. So they come in white and black, and I like these when I'm serving something. Like I usually have our breakfast in here, and yeah, they're just quirky. They're cool. It's not something you see day to day. I like to serve flapjacks or pancakes from them. If I'm serving something like a soup, then I'll normally use this Pep Home. Isn't it gorgeous? I remember I used to see this all the time in restaurants, and I always wonder, like, where do people buy these things? And I walked into Pep Home one day, and voila, there it was. So I purchased these. Pep Home, call me, people. Pep Home, call me. This is from Pep Home. The price is still on. This was $50. So I like this. It's a square dish, and then you've got like a little concave inside. And it's just nice. It's just nice to have something that's not ordinary, you know, especially for your guests. Just to make them feel like, wow, okay, these people really put a lot of effort into this. Black dishes. So I only have white and black dishes in our household. I tried to purge everything else. This I bought from Boardman's. I can't remember how much it was. I think it was about $79 each. It's made out of stone. And yeah, I like the shape. And it's black. So when you put food, any color food on here, it's really going to pop because of the background. And then this one also, it's also one of my favorites. Pep Home. People, can someone get your person to call me, because I'm ready. I'm ready. Anyways, this is from Pep Home. I love this. I actually served from this on Tuesday, and the guest that we had over here was like, yes, he's telling my husband, yes, your wife, she knows life, man. I like this. She knows life. Thank you for the compliment. I just know Pep Home. But anyways, so these are from Pep Home. And I mean, look at this. It speaks for itself. You can be serving the person pap and flace on this, but they're going to appreciate it just because of the way it's presented and how you've presented it on this gorgeous plate. So this is from Pep Home. So this is it for the buffet table. We're now going to move on to the drink station. So the third group of items that I have on my essential list is your drink station or your beverage station. And these are all the items that I'll generally have at a drink station, depending on what it is that I'm serving. I'll start you guys off by a very basic one, just a water jug. So you don't want to serve your water in, you know, those plastic tumblers or those plastic bottles that we have in the fridge. You want to put it in something that's presentable. This is just a clear glass jar that I bought again from Pep Home. I think it was $25, and you can have several of these. You can also use it to serve your juices from, and it's just nice to have something pretty to serve something as basic as water in. So you need a water jug. Secondly, a whiskey decanter. So this is a whiskey decanter that we got as a wedding gift. It was actually gifted to us. It's actually crystal, so it's a very good quality glass. And my husband just pours his favorite whiskey all the time. He doesn't drink, but I don't know, is it one of those, he does it for the culture kind of things, like when we're celebrating something, then he'll have like a small glass of whiskey. So this is basically where we keep it in, and it's just basically where you keep, let's say, the whiskey that you're drinking or the whiskey that you're serving that day, it's always good to present it in something that looks pretty and that people are also able to then open and close as they please. So I would suggest then a whiskey decanter. Is it really a whiskey decanter?
I actually have no idea.
Okay, I don't know. Comment in the if it's not a whiskey decanter. I just assume that it's a decanter because you've got wine decanters. But whatever it's called, you need one. Okay, the real decanter I'm talking about is the one that you'd use for your red wine. So I just poured some wine in here for emphasis. So with red wine, you know, if you're a red wine drinker, you know that it's always good to aerate it. It just brings out the flavor and the tannins better. So this is one that I picked up, I think, from Mr. Price Home. It actually came with stainless glasses. And you just want to put your red wine in a decanter before your guests arrive, give it some time to aerate, and then you present it from there. And it just looks prettier. This is way prettier to look at than a normal wine bottle. And then also, your guests don't know what wine they're drinking. So you can tell them they're drinking something like Rothschild or I don't know. And it could be like KVW. Who knows? Would they know? I don't know. Maybe not. The third thing is for my juices. So I don't like to present my juices in their boxes. Again, I'm just all about presentation, guys. My husband tells me all the time, yes, sis, you and your presentation. But you want to present it in something nice, guys. This is why these things are made. This is why these things are produced, so that we can buy them and make our lives and live our best lives. So this is something I got from at home. They come in two sizes. I got the smaller size. So I like to make lemonade occasionally. And then I'll make my lemonade and I'll present it in here. You have the lemons and the berries and all that floating in here. So it's just a nice way to present your juices. Then the guests can come and open it themselves and pour and close it again. And yeah, again, just for uniformity and presentation purposes, it's something nice to have. I know that Ape Home also had them. Mr. Price Home also had them. They come in different sizes, but they're always nice, especially if you're having like a long juice station. It's always good to have these to present your juices in. Okay, then another essential is an ice bucket. This I bought as a set. This was from at home. So it comes in a set of 3. I think there's one thing that's missing. So this is the ice bucket. You present your ice bucket, your ice in there. You can also put a champagne bottle in here to cool it off. And then the mixture. This is the mixer for mixing cocktails. I haven't used this before yet. I probably need to have a pool party soon and just make use of this. So it comes as a set, and of course if you're doing cocktails, then this is an essential. And then a wine opener. This is a vintage wine opener. Every time I have guests over there, I'm like, what is this? Why couldn't you just have a normal wine opener? Because I like to be extra. So I bought this also from at home. It actually came in a really nice box. And I like the mechanism. You have to roll it down, then you pull it up. So it's just, again, it goes with everything else that I have here. So of course you need to make sure you've got your wine bottle, guys. Nobody's opening wine bottles with sticks anymore, okay? Over to my glassware. So we'll start with my favorite one. This is a cocktail glass. So I bought this years ago. You will not find it in Mr. Price Home anymore. I bought this from Mr. Price Home. I saw it from a friend of mine. She had, I think, the champagne glasses, and they've also got this heavy stem. I know Carol Boyce also makes them, so if you're not able to get them at Mr. Price Home, which I doubt, you can check them out, I think, on the Carol Boyce website, or when you visit South Africa, they've got a Carol Boyce shop. You can get them from there. And I like it because of how heavy the stem is. It's just unusual, and it's just one of those quirky pieces that I like, and it's always a conversation starter. Everybody who I've served this in always be like, oh wow, where did you buy that? So it's nice to keep things interesting. Get stuff that's unusual that you don't see at everybody else's house. So this is definitely one. You need to have nice cocktail glasses. Champagne, I'll start my champagne. This is very Gatsby. So this is very I don't know, what period was that?
30s?
Yeah.
20s?
Yeah. So it's very Gatsby. Yeah, so we'll serve champagne in here occasionally, just when we're trying to do something different. And I bought this from Mr. Price Home. I don't think it's real crystal, it's full crystal, but I like the effect, and it just makes me feel extra special when I drink from this. And then we've got this. This is also a champagne flute, stainless. So you'll notice that these are really going around, hey? So I think this is trending right now. People are moving away from the stem glasses and moving towards stemless. So this is a stemless champagne flute, and then this is a stemless wine glass. So I know people who prefer to drink in a is it a stem for bakwetu? The language is defeating me today.
A regular wine
In
glass.
a regular wine or champagne glass, but I like to do it up a little bit and just change things up and then drink from the stainless ones. The beauty with this also is if you don't have much space to carry and to keep all these glasses, or you don't have the budget, then it's easier to get this because you can also use it as a water glass, as a juice glass. So this is not a bad idea if you're trying to save your coins and also if you're trying to save space, because you can use it for other things. It would be weird to give somebody water in this, now wouldn't it? Okay. This is a wine glass, normal wine glass. I got this as a gift from my good friend Emily last year for my birthday. Again, we're moving away from the traditional way a wine glass is shaped, and it's beautiful. I think you can also use this as a champagne glass. I attended a Veuve Clicquot event last year, and these are the glasses that they served their champagne in when you put the cucumbers and the fruits and what inside. So it also doubles up as a champagne glass. Again, just try it just because I like to be extra. This is the whiskey glass, also gifted to us as a wedding gift. I like that it sits like that, and you can sort of swirl it around, put your ice in. Also quirky, great conversation starter. And then last but not least, I've just got a little carafe here. This is basically a carafe that I'll use for my juices. So when I'm serving, let's say I'm having friends over for brunch or breakfast, I don't just serve the juice directly in the glass. I'll put the orange juice. It just looks nice, just for aesthetics also. You put your orange juice in here, and then the guest is able to pour it into their own glass. So this is also from Pep Home, $15. So that's it for the drink station. Let's move over to the dessert station. Alright, so next up we have my dessert station. Not so many items as the other stations, but everything I have here works. I'll start off with my cake
Display.
cake stand. This is a clear cake stand. I've actually got several of these. I've got another one that we're using. That's a white one, but basically a cake stand is a cake stand. I purchased this one in Mr. Price Home. I mean, this is always in Mr. Price Home. I think I purchased it for $250. And what I like about this specifically, it's really big, and you can also flip it over like this, and then use it like as a snack platter. You can put like a little sauce there, and then you have your nuts, whatever it is that you want to serve on there. So I like the fact that it's multi-use, and it's quite big. So this is where I usually keep my bigger cakes, and very sturdy, very good quality glass. You can see that it's a really good quality. So you need a cake stand, and a cake stand is really beautiful to use in any kitchen, just to decorate, and you can put your muffins in there. I used this last week to put some croissants in there, so it's multi-use. You can use it for whatever it is that you want to just display in a nice container. When I've got something that's a bit more dainty, let's say I've got milk tart or these little fancy desserts that you can buy in the shop and with chocolate, then I usually present it on something like this. Bought this at Mr. Price Home 2010, I think, so this is a long time ago. Probably not going to find it, but I love that it's compartmentalized. You can put one dessert there, another one here, and another one here, and it's just cute. It's very dainty, and I really love this, and I've not seen it anywhere before. So these are really pieces that I'm very proud of. Then of course you need your cake lifter just to be able to cut and then serve from. So you need a cake lifter, and then a cupcake stand. This one is also from Mr. Price Home. I can't remember how much it cost, but this is also something you find in Mr. Price Home quite a lot of times. And yeah, anything just to display your cupcakes on. I usually have the one, the one with the three levels, but one that has a sticky that goes through. But that one, I've had several of those, and they always break. They are not sturdy. They are nice to look at, but you use it once or twice, and then it starts getting wobbly. And I found that this one is quite easy to use. And you basically just pop the glass out once you're done with it. So this has actually been a very good investment piece. I've had this for quite a long time. It hasn't given me any issues. So I would really suggest you purchase this if you're looking for a cake stand, or not a cake stand, sorry, a good quality cupcake stand, and it comes from Mr. Price Home. So to serve, you just need a bowl. This is from Mr. Price Home. I think it was $10 each. This was gifted to us from our wedding. Just a clear bowl. I like to put custard and jelly in here. And then these I bought from Pep Home. And if you're serving something that's got layers like a mousse, You can also put that in here, and yeah. So that's it for my dessert table. So the final item on my list in terms of stuff that you need for hosting or entertaining successfully is the tea bar or the tea station. So of course you're going to start with your tea or your coffee. I just bought up my tea box. So this is the tea box, and a Met tea box that I bought from Spa. This was, I think, $350, and it just gives you an opportunity to present your teas nicely, and you just basically present them like this, and then your guest is able to take what it is that they want. It's a bit of a mess right now, but this is really the idea with it. So you want to take out your teas, and then just present them like that. And then you want to put your water. You don't want to put a kettle on the table or at your tea station. You want to put your boiled water into a nice teapot. This is just a plastic white teapot. Again, Pep Home, and I think I bought this for $30. So this is just a teapot to put your water in so that your guests can serve themselves. I've got that in white, and I've also got this clear glass one. This I got is at my bridal shower. I got this from Gabby. Thank you, Gabby. It's so dainty. This actually came in a set with a sugar canister and I think a milk pourer, but I think one of them broke, so I've only got this left. No, two of them left. But yeah, so this is the clear glass one. So the idea, if you're using clear glass, then just go with clear glass. If you're using white or porcelain, then just go with porcelain. Again, it's always important to have your stuff more uniform, then otherwise it just looks disjointed. So this is I got this. I think she bought this set at home, and it's really one of my favorites to use. I think it's so pretty and dainty. So in keeping with the clear glass, I've got this is my favorite mug. This is my double wall mug. I searched high and low for this day. If you follow me on Instagram, it was the day that I took you guys shopping with me, and we searched and searched until we found them. So this I bought from Mr. Price Home. I think they were $69. I know that Pep Home, no, not Pep Home. I know that At Home also sells them, as well as Boardman's, but they were more expensive at Boardman's and at Home. So I settled to purchasing them from Mr. Price Home. I think it was $69, and I love it because it's just, look at it, it's cool. It's just really nice. I love it. I just like it. It's in fashion. Yeah. So I've also got a double wall milk pourer. This I bought from, I'd like to say, Habitat in South Africa, in Swakopmund. Yeah, I bought it from, yeah, Habitat in Swakopmund, and it's also a double walled, so it actually makes a really, really nice set to go with it. So you just pour your milk again in here as opposed to presenting it in the milk box. This, if you are serving your guests espressos or an espresso shot, basically you want to serve it in an espresso cup. So this is an espresso shot glass. Guys, I'm really tired. I'm really sorry that I'm starting to have a slurred speech and everything. It's been a long day, and I'm tired and I'm hungry and I need to go eat. But yeah, we're almost done, but indulge me. This is a double-walled espresso shot glass. I bought this at home. They were, I'd like to say, $49. Yeah. Okay, so if you are not into the whole, okay, I mean, I'm just presenting what I have. So the alternative that I have in here is just to use normal porcelain tea set. This has got a saucer and a teacup, very dainty. My husband hates it when I serve him in this. He says the cup is way too small. Basically take one sip and the drink is done, but there are people who appreciate this. So if you're having a high tea, for example, this is what you'd use. And it's just, again, very dainty, very nice to look at. And it always feels nice when someone presents something that's so chic to you. So you can also use that. So after you've finished your preparing your tea, you don't want your guests to put the tea bag over here. It doesn't look nice. I actually think it's quite unsightly. So you get these tea bag holders. We bought these in a shop in South Africa. I can't remember. It was just a homeware store we walked into. And you basically just put your tea bag on here after you've used it. That's exactly what it was for. And then, of course, you need your sugar canister. This is one, I'm just using this for purposes of illustrating what you need at your tea station. So this is one that we got from Alessi. So this is actually an Alessi set of ours. We've got the kettle and the tea and the milk pourer as well. So Alessi, I think at home also sells Alessi. I'm not sure to what extent, but otherwise you can get it at one of these boutique home store homeware shops in South Africa. So don't forget your sugar. So that's it for the tea station. And you want to make sure that your items are presented on a tray. Don't forget to put a tea towel on your tray, and then of course you're going to serve it with like cookies or whatever it is that you're going to have for dessert. So that's that. Alright, Rafikis, last but not least, the last essential item that I believe you need to host and entertain effectively is just things that create an ambiance. And by things, I mean centerpieces and candles. So when I'm talking about ambience, I'm just talking about that energy that you feel when you come into a place. That the atmosphere, you know, the energy that makes you feel good and that makes you feel relaxed and welcome to a place. So the stuff that I use to create an ambience in my home is, of course, the centerpiece. And a centerpiece can really be anything. I've got 3 styles over here. So these are preserved roses. Everything you see here is from Karibu flowers, these two actually. These are preserved roses which last for over a year. And it's just something you can put in the middle of your table, your dining room table, or wherever it is that you're going to be serving your items from, even on your buffet table. And it's just something to sort of intrigue the eye. I mean, you're going to be looking at a table full of food, and it's always just nice to have a little place that your eye can look at to relax a little bit. So I'll definitely suggest that you get flowers for your table or your dining table as a centerpiece. This is also another one that I like to use. So these are preserved flowers. This is Banksia pampas grass, so something I put together, and I have this on my dining room table. So if I'm not able to get fresh flowers, for example, I always have this. And you just again want to have something that's decorative and something that's eye-catching and a talking point. Your guests will always ask, okay, so what is this, or where did you get it from? So another centerpiece that I'll normally use on the buffet table, for example, because of the scale of it, is this one. So the vase and the flowers, these are full hydrangeas I purchased from at home. And I just love the scale of it. It's just something you pop in the middle of the buffet table. If you don't have a buffet table, you can serve from your kitchen counter. Don't think that you need to have all the stuff together to be able to host effectively, guys. So you can use your kitchen counter and you can prop this in the middle of all the dishes, and it's just a nice focal point for your guests to have. Another thing that I use to create ambiance is, of course, candles. I'm a big collector of candles. This one is from Botanic. This is from Poetry. And then I've got my taper candles if I'm doing a more formal kind of entertainment thing. I've got my taper candles. I bought these candle stands from at home. Or you can just go ahead and use the good old candle, a good old pillar candle. This one I got from Pep Home. And yeah, you just light them. Again, you're just trying to create a very relaxed ambience, an ambience of happiness, of joy. And you do that with these simple things, just these little touches that guests will normally appreciate for you having to take in the effort to do. So that's what I'll use, and then I'll play some nice music. I'll play classical music, I'll play jazz, just to get the mood going and everything. So those are really my essential, guys. Those are the things that I use on a day-to-day basis when I'm hosting and entertaining. And it makes my life so much easier to have this on hand as opposed to trying to find stuff to substitute them with. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And let me know in the comments below some of the things that you use that I can also incorporate into my essential list to host and entertain. Stay safe, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and to like, and follow me on Instagram for more daily inspiration. Mwah.